Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Emilia and today we'll be picking our monthly TBR, and the TBR is for the month of March, which I cannot believe that we are going into March next week. Time is just flying by and this year is going so fast already. I'll be picking probably 6 books. I probably read more than 6 books a month. However, my TBR just behind there is quite small. I think I have about 40 books. And also I want to potentially maybe buy new books next month or maybe read more on my Kindle. So we'll try to choose some Kindle books as well because I am going on holiday next month for a week. So I won't be taking any physical books. So I've got a list of Kindle books I want to read, so we'll see what we can get. So let's get started then. Oh, I'll try and give it to you to read. Oh, if you can see it. And it says a book with people on the cover. So let me just grab the books that I have that have people on the cover. Forgot to mention that I do have a library book that I'm gonna try to put on my TBR, and if it doesn't work then I'm obviously gonna read it anyway. But for my physical TBR we only have 2 books that have people. So one have actual people, which is The Love Hypothesis. Obviously they are cartoonish people, but that's the closest we can get to it. And then the second book we have is Lord of the Flies, which have these little weird drawing people. And then on my Kindle, from the books I have downloaded, we have Two Twisted Crowns, which is this is the second book in the One Dark Window series. And we do have Done and Dusted, which I don't want to read because I'm trying to finish series I'm in the middle of. Oh, this is a hard choice. I don't know because I've been in the mood for fantasy. However, Two Twisted Crowns for some reason just, I don't know why, but I don't really want to read it. At least not right now. So I think we'll go with The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I've never read any STEM books, and this would be my 3rd Ali Hazelwood book because I've only read her Bride and Maid series, so this should be fun. And I've not read many romances this year yet, so this is our first book. Second prompt. Oh, I think this is the correct way. This says a book that takes place in Europe. Well, I have no idea which of my books take place in Europe, so let's have a look. So for my second book, for the prompt of the book that takes place in Europe, I'm gonna choose Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney because I am 38% of it through. But I'm not sure why I've not finished it, and it's been a few months, so I want to finish it, get it done, because it is interesting, but for some reason I've just not been in the mood to read it when I started it, so this will be our second book. We've got a bit of variety for now, but I do want some fantasy books this month, so let's have a look. Book talk favorite. Well, this will be hard, and there's like so many books. There are a lot of books I want to read, but not necessarily have them. However, I do want to read The Wicked King. It's the second book in the Cruel Prince trilogy series, and I do want to finish the series, so this will be our 3rd book. So we do have 2 books on the Kindle, which is amazing because I am going to be on holiday for a week, so I can definitely get them read while I'm there. And then the 4th book that we're gonna choose, I can already see it. It's a self-help book, of course it's a self-help book. I do have a lot of self-help books, and actually one of them is currently under my tripod, so I'll just grab that. And it's this book, Why Doing Nothing Can Change Your Life by Dr. Joseph Gibelli. I did start it this month. I read 38 pages and then for some reason I stopped, but I do want to read this because I'm just really interested in this neuroscience and what's happening and how your brain works. And with reading 38 pages, I'm already intrigued in finding out how rest helps your brain. So we'll pick this as our 4th book. So we have 2 more books to pick. And this way. A book with green on the cover. I do want to take another physical book, so let me have a look on what we have. So I only have 2 physical books that have green on the cover, and one of them is The Inmate by Freda McFadden, which is also on Kindle Unlimited, so I could take that book on my holiday as well if I wanted to. And then the second book is Dandelion Wine by Ray Bradbury. I do want to read this a lot, however, oh god, the text is so big on this book. However, I feel like just based on the first sentence at the back of the book, it says, a moving recollection of a magical small town summer. So I just feel like reading this book in summer would be better vibes. So I think I'll go for The Inmate. I've got 2 thrillers and no fantasy books yet. So let's have a look what else we can get with our last book. Please, something good. Oh, a summer book. Oh my god. I've literally just not picked a summer book because of that. I think I have 3 books. Well, I have 4. But I don't know why I don't really want to read that one. So we have 4 books that are summer vibes or summer books. So Dandelion Wine, Say You Swear. I started reading it. I read maybe like 20-30 pages on my Kindle, and the action was happening in summer, wasn't it? But I do think they go in like to college after. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know too much of what happens in this book, but it does say college life. So potentially, so this could be a good option because yes, there is some summer, but it's also then not in summer. Then we have What If I Never Get Over You by Paige Toon, which is a book based in Europe. 3 blistering days in Lisbon are all it takes to form an unforgettable connection deep enough for them to plan to meet again in Madrid. But Ellie arrives late and Ash is nowhere to be found. 6 years later, the memory of Ash and their time together still burns deeply in Ellie's heart. She hopes that her dream job as a gardener on a grand estate in Wales will bring the fresh start she deeply needs. But when Ash unexpectedly crashes back into her life, Ellie is forced to question if the universe has other plans. So this sounds really good. I did think about reading in February, well, this month. But then I ended up reading something else. And then the last book I have is The Beach Read by Emily Henry. I have read this book 3 years ago. It is a reread that I want to do this year. However, I feel like this book just has to be read in summer. The first time I read it, it was in summer, and it was just such a great vibe. So I want to do this in summer. So I think we're going to go by What If I Never Get Over You. I think it just sounds the best and up my alley of what I'm feeling right now. I don't know, because I don't know if I'm going to read all of these books because I am in a fantasy mood, but we'll see how the month goes. And then on top of that, of all the 6 books, because I didn't choose this book, I am going to put this book in the TBR, which is Inferno by Dante. It's a library book, so I want to get it read as soon as possible. And also just this cover is amazing. It's a bit scary if you look like into it, but it's so beautiful. It just looks so cool. So this will be my 7th book, and hopefully I'll read more books in the month of March. I am reading a few books at the moment, which with this book being really thick, I think I'm gonna start March by finishing this book and then get into the other ones. So we have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, The Brain at Rest by Dr. Joseph Gibelli, The Inmate by Freda McFadden, You by Paige Toon, Inferno by Dante, and then we have 2 books on my Kindle, Wicked King by Holly Black, and the other one is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Ali Feeney. So I think it's a good TBR. I will probably pick up some fantasy books or something like this as well. So we'll see what happens, but it's looking good. I'm really excited about all of these books. And if you haven't followed me yet, please subscribe. This is my first video, my second video on YouTube. I did post on TikTok, but decided to change platforms, and I will be posting a lot more videos from now on YouTube. So subscribe to see what I read throughout March and other months. And I'll see you in the next one.